Hey guys, Mike at Trilogy Dive Center, and we're sitting here inside the hyperbaric chamber, our 28-foot long dual lock, 72-inch hyperbaric or recompression chamber. And it's kind of nasty weather outside, so I thought I would show you a little balloon trick. Now, when you go through an open water class, you can read about Boyle's law. You may see a video on Boyle's law, but here at Trilogy Dive Center, we show you Boyle's law. We'll put you inside the chamber. We're gonna teach you to clear your ears. And while we're in the chamber, we're gonna show you Boyle's law in action. And you're gonna see balloons get bigger and smaller. As you remember, Boyle's law is the inverse relationship between volume and pressure. So as the pressure goes up, the volume decreases. And that's what we'll do inside the chamber. We're gonna increase the pressure in the chamber, which will take us to a diving depth, which today our target depth is 66 feet or 3 atmospheres absolute. And the balloon should get smaller. Once we're on the bottom at 66 feet, we'll leave the bottom and we'll start to come back up and the balloon should get bigger. I'm gonna blow another balloon up on the bottom so you can see it pop. The original balloon should go back to its normal size or very close to its original size. So hang on, I'm gonna show you guys what we're doing. It's a non-scientific, scientific experiment here at Trilogy Dive Center. So we have our balloon in this fancy balloon ruler or measurer, and we blew a balloon up, and it is about 10 inches in diameter. So I'm gonna have it sit here, and we have the camera. Camera's going to videotape the balloon. We have the laptop here. So we're gonna videotape the balloon, hopefully getting smaller, which I'm sure it will. We'll demonstrate that, and then once we get it to depth, I'm gonna measure the balloon again so we can see how much smaller the balloon actually did get. Also have a shearwater Perdix here inside the chamber, and I have our GoPro on our chamber depth gauge. So hopefully we'll combine all of this video into one and have a pretty cool little production for you. Okay, so we're ready to go. We're getting ready to dive the chamber. Our next stop, hopefully 66 feet, will get us down there. That's 3 atmospheres absolute. We'll take a look at the balloon. We'll take some measurements, and then we're gonna come right back up to the surface, and we're gonna see what happens with the balloon into the newly blown up balloon that we do down at depth. Go ahead and stop here. We're slightly past 33 feet. We're actually at 38 feet right now. So we're slightly past our second add up. But let's take a look at the balloon and see what happened. So we started out at 10, and now If we push the slider in, we're at about 8. You can see that right there. So there it is, just right at 8, just a little past 8. And that's at 33, or I'm sorry, 30, it's like 36 feet on the computer right now. Okay, so we're halfway there and we're already seeing the balloon getting smaller. So there it is. Okay, and we've got the video going right here also on the laptop. Let's go ahead and continue our journey. The chamber's going to cool off a little bit, so it's actually going to be a little shallower. But here we go, here's our balloon. And now let's see where we're at. Look, it's even smaller than it was before. We are, let's see, it's like 7 1/4, roughly. So we started out at about 10, and now we're at 7 1/4 as far as diameter goes. So you can see, there we go, Boyle's law in action. So we do have, the balloon is smaller, and we're sitting at 66 feet, which is 3 atmospheres absolute. Remember, every 33 feet is an atmosphere. So there we are. I'm gonna blow up another balloon. We're gonna measure it, and then we're gonna start heading back to the surface, and you're gonna get to see that balloon get larger, and our original balloon getting larger as well. So stand by for just a minute. Let me get that going and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Yes, I am sweating. It's very hot in here. And as you can notice, my voice now is a little squeaky. So that has nothing to do with helium being in here. We are compressed with air, the same air we use in our air fills here at Trilogy Dive Center. But because of the density of the gas and the pressure on my vocal cords in here, we do have a little bit of a squeak in our voice. So, let's take a look at the balloon. Be careful not to pop it. And it is about 10 3/4. Okay? So I'm gonna put it here. So now we have our 2 balloons. And then I'm gonna start venting gas. We're gonna get shallower. I am gonna stop at 15 to 20 feet for our 3-minute safety stop. Even though I've only been in here for a few minutes, we're going to observe all our safety rules. And remember, the number one rule in diving is we never hold our breath. So what I'm going to illustrate here with the balloons is if we were at depth and we took a full breath of air off of our regulator and we held our breath all the way to the surface, what theoretically could happen to you. Okay, and it's not going to be a good day for sure. So stand by, I'm going to get the cameras going. We're going to start to vent some air out of here. We're going to start coming up. You'll see the pressure or the depth change, and we'll see what happens with our balloons. Okay, stand by for just a minute. I'll be right back. As you can see, we have our two balloons here. We have the green balloon, which we just blew up. The yellow one, which we originally, I believe it was at 10 inches or so when we started the dive. So we're going to go ahead and vent some air out and see what happens. So stand by. Okay, well, as you can see, the balloon that we blew up while we were at 66 feet didn't make it all the way back to the surface. I didn't catch the exact depth that we were at, so I'll go back and get that when I look at the video. But at least this time I didn't scream like a little girl, which generally happens when these balloons pop inside the chamber. So we still have the one balloon going, and it's going to return close, hopefully, to its original size. And we're currently sitting at about 19 feet. We're on our 3-minute safety stop. But I will show you that we have some balloon fragments all over the laptop. So it was a complete destruction, implosion, whichever. But the other balloon is still going strong. So we're at 19 feet. We have 1:38 left on our stop. You can see the PPO2 of air in here is 0.33. And we have 99 minutes of no decompression limit time. That's something else we do here in the chamber at Trilogy Dive Center when you come to your open water class. We bring the computers in here, and once we dive you down, we teach you how to clear your ears. And once we're able to make it to depth, then what we do is on the way back up, we show you everything that's going on with your computer. So while we're at 66 feet, we discuss NDL, or no decompression limit time. We show you where the dive time is left on the computer, where it's showing up at. And then as we come back up, we show you where the safety stop starts on the computer, so you know where to look. So when you get out of the chamber and you go to the pool for the first time, you understand your computer. You can only do that here at Trilogy Dive Center, as well as seeing physics in action like this here in the chamber. We're sitting inside the shop here at 4501 East Columbus Drive. We're not at some fancy experimental dive unit in Panama City or somewhere else with a chamber. We're at Trilogy Dive Center. So when you come in, you can experience that right here at Trilogy Dive Center. You can't do that anywhere else. It's pretty cool. All right, so our safety stop has completed, and we're getting ready to go ahead and go back up to the surface. So we're just going to open up the vent. We're going to watch the balloon get a little larger, and it's going to take us a few minutes. We can go up 30 feet a minute, right? Okay, so we made it back to the surface. Let's get the balloon and measure it, and we'll see if it returned to its original size. So you can see we're back at 0 feet. We have our balloon, and I've already moved the measuring since I'm in here by myself and only have one set of hands. So there we go. It's a little snug, but about 9 3/4. And I think we started out at 10 on this balloon. So it returned almost to its original size. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed our little balloon experiment tonight. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Boyle's Law in action. It's great having the chamber here. We can get in, we can do some experiments like this, actually see it, touch it, see what's happening. Really demonstrates what happens if we hold our breath in the water and try to get to the surface. It can be catastrophic. So remember, never hold your breath, okay? Trilogy Dive Center, 4501 East Columbus Drive here in Tampa. Home of the big blue monster, as I like to call it, our 28-foot multi-place dual lock hyperbaric chamber, rated to 258 feet. We do narcosis nights, we do tech training in here, we do our open water classes, computer classes. There's a lot we can do. Give us a call, come drop by, see us sometime. Love to show you around, let you see what it's all about. Signing off for tonight, Mike at Trilogy Dive Center. Have a great night, safe diving.